WTF News reporting live from P8. Today we are here to cover the presidential election of the year 2006. We are here to present the Libertarian Party, the Green Party, Democratic Party, and the Republican Party. Here are their profiles.
Meet Sequoia Waters. This 47-year-old former governor of Arkansas and former senator now running for the President of the United States with the Green Party. She describes herself as independent and accepts criticism. She is very strong in morals and manages time well. Sequoia is the proud mother of 3 beautiful children, Yugli, Shanae, and Marie.
This is Oka reporting live from PA. This is Green Party presidential candidate Sequoia Waters. Good morning, Sequoia Waters. First of all, I'd like to ask you some questions about global warming. How do you feel about that issue?
I feel that now, currently, as our environment has become increasingly an unstable environment, I believe that we need to take a stand now. I believe that we must do something to end global warming. And I personally feel that we should invest part of our military budget into our fund to support the environment. I believe that if we do not take a stand now, this problem will be left to our children.
Thank you, Ms. Sequoia Waters. Our final question is, what do you feel about the issue of abortion?
Well, I believe every woman should have a right to choose what she does with her body. If one of my candidates were to be elected, let's say, for example, Seidel, I believe that he would try to revoke this right.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sequoia Waters. Is there any last messages you would like to say for the general public?
Vote Sequoia Waters for the American presidency.
The Green Party!
Meet Bob Jackson, the presidential candidate from the Libertarian Party. He majored in political science at Georgetown University and also served 2 terms representing Kansas in the House of Representatives. This young man is described as a great debater, open-minded, a great communicator who understands the public and is compromising yet never scared. From his friends, he is described to have the skill to become President of the United States and could live up to being a presidential candidate.
Hello, this is Jason Oka reporting live, right outside PA. Here I am with Libertarian presidential candidate Bob Jackson. And I'd like to ask you about a few questions regarding Social Security and healthcare. What are your views on such issues?
Well, if libertarians were elected in office, we would reform the government and get rid of useless products or organizations. That would be healthcare, so the people would pay less taxes. The federal government is controlling too much of our lives and censoring the media. And if we got into office, the only use we would have for the federal government would be defense.
Thank you. Also, what do you feel about the war in Iraq, the current situation?
The war in Iraq is one of our main goals is to get all the troops out of there in a year. And by doing this, we would cooperate with the UN to train security forces in Iraq and hopefully get all of our troops out of there in a year.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Is there anything else you would like to say for the general public?
Vote Jackson, 08.
Thank you very much. This is Jason Oka reporting live outside of P8. Good night and signing off.
Meet Maya Bruce, 39-year-old presidential candidate from the Democratic Party. With her long history of civil service, a teacher of hers says that she is the fire that warms the diving team. Her previous experience includes 2 terms as senator and a former judge. She graduated from Harvard and was a big advocate of community service. Her contemporaries describe her as loving, caring, bubbly, electric, playful, and confident but not conceited.
Welcome to WTF News. We're here standing outside P8 with Democratic presidential candidate Maya Bruce. I'm Catherine Chin. We're here today to ask the candidate a few questions to establish their platform. So, Maya, what do you think should be done about global warming?
I think that we should be using renewable energy sources, and we should be using more windmills and solar-powered devices.
If you're elected president, Maya, if you are elected president, what is your plan for the situation in Iraq as an alternative to the Republicans' current policy on the war in Iraq?
On the war in Iraq, I think that we should take out our troops from Iraq steadily once we've seen that the people in Iraq have a stable government and one that will prosper.
Under what conditions will we start withdrawing our troops from Iraq?
Once we see that their government is stable in our eyes and they're not violating any rights or anything, and we can see that they can rely on themselves and their stable government, then we will.
Thank you very much, Maya Bruce. There you have it, the Democratic candidate's policy on a couple issues. Thanks for watching WTF News.
A close mentor of his described him as a different person. He is more into the numerical and factual standpoint than what people are feeling and what they want. He can take insults and has a hard outer shell, which is believed to be a strong characteristic of his. Meet Chuck McGraw, age 47. As the former governor of New York, he was also elected 3 times consecutively as Senator of Texas and was once the Vice President of the United States. He lives in New York with his 2 children and his wife, and he is a Yankees and Jets fan. A teacher of Danny's described him as a hard worker who takes pride in his work and does his best at all times, though he does complain a little more than I would like to put up with.
This is Kyle Einfalt reporting for WTF News, where we have just realized that Mr. Chuck McGraw will be running for the Republican candidate of president. Mr. McGraw, what are your views on the situation in Darfur?
Well, it's truly terrible what is going on in Darfur, and our American people are devoted to making the world a better place. However, sending our troops into another bloody war is not what we need right now. We will supply any need that is necessary for the Darfurians so they can survive and hopefully work this problem out with aid from the UN.
Thank you for that input. And if elected, what would you do to make this world a better place?
Well, what I have found is there are very many people collecting Social Security that simply do not need it. Now, there are people who do not receive welfare who need it much more than people receiving Social Security. So I want to cut Social Security programs and increase the spending on welfare so we can have more Americans ready to have jobs and get a better education.
And Mr. McGraw, would you like to say anything about other parties or why to the public why you think you should be elected as President of the United States?
Well, especially to the Green Party. They seem to focus more on the environment than our people. I focus on the environment and our people. Our people come first, and with a better educated republic, we will learn about global warming and maybe find alternate sources for fuel to make the world a better place.
There you have it, people of America, the Republican candidate for the 2006 election. I'm Kyle Einfalt reporting for WTF News. Thank you very much. And there you have it, America, the 2006 presidential candidates for our election. Thank you for watching WTF News, Channel PA. Good night.